I think when you're like working on something hard, you want that great outcome, right? But the thing is, you just have to focus on what you control and just let God handle the rest. He is able to order things. He's able to put the people in your life that will resonate with what you're building, with what you're doing. But at the end of the day, you just kind of have to show up each day and work on you, work on yourself. Those things that aren't going to change. Whereas this world is always changing, people are always changing. You can't change how somebody thinks about you, how they perceive you, any of these things. We all perceive each other differently, like this crazy phenomenon. What you need to focus on is what you can control: the waking up, the working on things each day, the talking to God about these things. When we start to be like, okay, I'm going to try and do this my own way, and I don't need God to help me out with this. I got this far, God. Thank you so much for helping me. Now I don't need your help. That's exactly the time when you're going to lose track of your progress. And I think one of those things, too, that we need to do with focusing on what we can control is to remember how far we've come. There's no limit to how much you can appreciate your journey. People can hate on your journey and be like, man, you've been wasting all this time. They have their life, you have yours. You can look at your journey and be like, man, I did that and I did that, and somehow I got here. I kind of had that moment earlier today. I just kind of prayed in the bathroom, like, God, thank you for bringing me this far, because I don't even know how I got here. I really don't. Working through some of the things I worked through, letting go of some of the things I was able to let go of with his help, and the transformation that he's done in me, and he's just getting started. So I think recognizing that is huge. You don't need to get dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. You don't have to have a super fantastic, wonderful, amazing day. With me, my ADHD, I love to have those dopamine hits, and I love to have the, big wins or something like that. But there's some things we can't really control. I'm in a building period. I'm in a refinement period. I'm in a letting go of things period. And there's a lot of tinkering going on too. There's a lot of experimenting going on. And so some things aren't going to work super well. And the key is to let those things go quickly and just be like, well, I'm just going to focus on what I can control and learn from this. I can't control how the world responded to this. Maybe this content would have done really well a couple years ago, and it's not going to do super great now. I can focus on what I can control and improve some of these variables, improve some of these elements of it. But at the end of the day, you may have to try something else, may have to move on to something else. I was applying for different jobs. There's this one job that I thought was going to work out, and it's crazy when it's like, it seems like the campfire's there, and you get there and the campfire's gone. It's like it didn't even exist, but you knew it was there. So I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things. So I think this is really for me a lot too, is just, hey man, the enemy wants to throw you off. He wants to get you off your game because you're on fire. If you've made a lot of shots and you've been doing really good consistently over and over and over again, then clearly you're gonna have way great days ahead. Like that's just a snapshot at what's ahead. And you just kind of have to keep going and not listen to the haters and naysayers. There's always gonna be haters and naysayers. Those people aren't in the arena. So, and they certainly don't know the arena that you're in. So you just keep showing up and trusting God, because he's going to be in the arena with you, and he's going to put people that will be in the arena with you, and he'll help you to focus on what you can control. When you focus on what you can control, then you're able to really take care of your soul and listen to yourself and hear all these things that you need to hear, and you're able to keep going. So, I think when we try to win a game that we're never really going to win, like trying to beat somebody else at being them, like you can only be you. So be the best you that you can be, and it's the most simple advice ever, but I think it's worth repeating, because if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll always think it's stupid, always think it's unable to do anything. Once you get the fish in the water though, it's backstroking, it's swimming, it's doing all these crazy things that the sloth, the monkey, they would never be able to do that, because the fish has found its place. So continue to focus on what you can control and let go of everything else. Know that God's going to bring you to where he needs you to go, and that's it. So he's going to use every single thing that you've done for your healing, for your growth, for your story. So just give him a lot to work with, again, by focusing on what you can control, and letting go of everything else. If you can make time for intensity, for intense workouts, for intense work sessions, and these like sprints of time, those can really like help you build quickly. And then again, choosing that calmness, so you have the calmness and the intensity. And I've been talking more about this in my newsletters. You can check it out, and there's a link in the description. But that's all I have. So focus on what you can control, keep on smiling, and enjoy the journey. That's what I'll leave with you. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.